How's it going, everyone? My name is Luis, and last week I got invited by Nintendo to their LA offices to play Ring Fit Adventure and Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, while this video pertains to just Ring Fit Adventure, I did play Luigi's Mansion 3, and even though I'm not going to do a whole dedicated video on it, I did a preview of it back at E3, and my thoughts on it are still pretty much the same so far. I'm excited for it. It looks like it's combining all the best parts about Luigi's Mansion 1 and Dark Moon into one game, and I'm vastly excited to cover it, so look forward to that review later this month. As for Ring Fit Adventure, I asked you guys on my YouTube community page, Discord, Twitter, and Instagram for questions about the game that I could answer in this preview, and you guys definitely delivered. Some of you guys asked questions that I'm not going to be able to answer because I didn't beat the game. I only played 20 minutes of it, but I'll do my very best to answer what I can. Did you feel the burn? Yes, I did, and not just because I showed up in jeans, a t-shirt, and a bomber jacket to this appointment. You'll probably see that in the footage you're seeing. I didn't know I was playing this game, so I showed up in just regular clothes, and well, it definitely made me feel the workout. Regardless of that, I think the game itself is really fun and a great workout. I think it pushes you to really work towards the next goal, as well as really helps gamify the workouts. I played Wii Fit and the sequel to it, and while those were entertaining and really did help you work out, it didn't really feel like there was an objective other than, hey, just do the next set, next set, next set. Where this feels like there is a video game within everything, and there's like more of that mentality of not so much the strain of working out, but more the sense of like satisfaction of completing the goal. Do you have to run on the spot to move? Yes, you do. So Ring Fit Adventure itself is a video game, but there's also two accessories with it. The ring itself that you pretty much do all your actions with, and a strap that you tie to your leg that contains one Joy-Con. Each one of these actually contains a Joy-Con, but the one that's attached to your thigh or your leg helps navigate your movements. So whether you're sprinting, doing a leisurely pace, is completely up to your own actual movement in the game. And so there's a lot of collectibles and items for you to collect in the adventure world, and depending on your movement speed, you might grab everything and you might miss something. So it really is up to your own pace. Do you want to play more of the game and collect everything, or do you really want to work out and just do your best? Are the battles consistently engaging? Do you mentally get tired of them after a while? I don't really think so. I mean, my demo was only 20 minutes long, but in it I played a few battles, and I didn't really think of them as workouts. To do a move, you're essentially doing a workout, depending on the type of enemy you're fighting. There are different color coordinations, and your moves are also color coordinated. So if you're fighting a red enemy and you do a red move, it'll do more damage, things of that nature. Each of those moves that you do have different stats to them too. Some of them do more damage, some of them earn you more XP. So factors like that you have to look into. But in general, I didn't really think it got boring. I thought more about the satisfaction of beating the enemy and then moving on to the world. I think the adventure mode itself, even though I only played one section of it, was really cool to look at. It really was filled with personality and charm to it that I just wanted to explore more of and see what there was to do. And so the more bosses I fought or the more enemies I fought, the closer I got to exploring more, and that's what really got me invested into the adventure mode. Are the workouts different for the male or female character? I don't think so. I think they're pretty gender neutral. I mean, I only played my own character, but from what I've talked to other people, it seemed like we all had the same experience in terms of move sets. I guess that kind of varies more on like your experience points and the level you're at, but aside just from like you're only dictated to the type of moves because you're a guy or a girl, I don't really think so. Will this help me get a six-pack so I can finally leave my parents' basement and get a girlfriend? That's a loaded question. You do defensive workouts when you're defending against the enemy and you're like doing ab workouts to defend against attacks, so maybe? Good luck, man. Would you recommend this over something like Wii Fit Plus? Definitely. I mean, I've only played 20 minutes of this game. I want to preface that with everything I say, but this feels so much more fun than Wii Fit Plus. I played Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus, and they helped me out. You know, I did do the workouts and they helped me get more fit, but they didn't really have that whole endorphin release of having the game be gamified and actually having like a progression that I was excited about. Sure, I got like a chart that said, hey, you lost weight, you know, good job, and that's fun, and this game has that too. But there's much more of an objective-based content here because it's a video game first and foremost, and then I feel like it's a workout thing second. It's not just like, hey, you're working out and we're gonna put it into a video game, but it's a video game and you're working out. How well does this do in terms of getting you to keep doing it daily? Well, there's a lot of progression that is sort of like put there at the end of every level where like it shows your calories burnt, how much running you've done in terms of miles, and it's not just limited to the system itself. You can take the ring with you on the go towards work or wherever and just work out by doing different exercises with just the ring and the controller. I don't know how many people are actually going to like their office job and just gonna, you know, do exercises under their desk. I kind of see it as unlikely, but you know, to each their own. But it tracks that progression outside of the game itself, and you can bring it back to the console and earn the XP outside of the game and transfer it either to your account or someone else's account and level up your character without actually having the Switch with you. I think that type of progression system, as well as like the monthly, daily charts of what you're doing, helps you or pushes you to do more workouts. Can you play it in tabletop mode? Yes, you can. I specifically asked the Nintendo rep about this because I was curious myself. And yes, you can. They don't really recommend it because it wasn't so much designed for that. It's really meant more for the TV. But you can do it if you want to. My biggest concern is length. Any news on the amount of content in this game? Well, from what I saw, there's 3 major game modes. There's the adventure mode, which is you running through the overworld, fighting enemies, going towards the big baddie at the very end. And that's sort of like the campaign, if you will. It's what I think most people showed off in their preview events. But there's 2 other modes, one of them being just micro exercises that you can do in a short amount of time. I guess you could think of them as reps or sets that you can do and sort of improve your high score. You can see that I did one of them where you're just sort of pushing the ring in and out really quickly. Took me a second to get what the heck I was supposed to be doing, but after I did it, or after I got it, I was able to keep up with the pace. The other section are mini games, and this kind of felt like just using the ring in a sort of Mario Party sense. The mini game I played was a whack-a-mole game where you were pushing the ring inward to knock the moles inside of the spherical objective, and then pulling on the ring to hit any of the outside moles. And so over time, it kind of mixed in both, and it was genuinely a lot of fun. It got more complex over time, and I think I was only in the middle difficulty, but it bumped that up, and I'm sure it's going to be a much more fun, entertaining workout. So I guess to summarize that, there's a main campaign mode, micro workouts, and mini games. And while I don't know how many micro workouts and mini games there are, I've heard that the campaign is pretty lengthy. Will this game make me buff? Well, this is what 20 minutes did, and that was basically running and pulling and resisting. I don't know. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. It's up to you. Do you think you can get buff? Would you recommend this to someone exercising in their dorm? Actually, I was speaking to the Nintendo rep that demoed the game for me, and they mentioned that there are specific settings in just the way of living or the living space you're playing this in that you can change up to sort of modify the workout to make sure it's not annoying anybody. Because they know that some people are living like in a loft in the top of a building in LA and they don't want to annoy their neighbors doing the running gesture over and over again. Are there a lot of RPG elements in this game? From what I saw, they had like the basic necessities of an RPG, so you have, you know, each one of your attacks have different stats to them, so more attack, more XP, stuff like that. As you're doing these levels in the campaign mode or the adventure mode, you're gaining XP to level up, and presumably leveling up unlocks new attacks, which are workouts. So you're progressing more and more over time, as well as you can just play this without the game itself. So if you're at the office, you're just away from your Switch and you want to work out, you can still earn XP to level up your character, or you can actually give that XP to another character and help them out. So the whole sense of RPG elements is there. I don't know how deep it is because my demo wasn't that long, but I assume like the basic necessities of just turn-based battle systems in any other RPG are there. I do like the biometric tracking. That isn't so much an RPG feature, but like using the camera on the Joy-Con helps you track like calories burnt, your heartbeat, things of that nature, and I think it's really cool because that's not something that was super accurate with Wii Fit, I think. I mean, the balance board did its best, but I think it was limited to just that board, and I think having the camera there and just the gyroscopes and the controllers is a lot more handy. Those are all the questions I think I'm going to answer for today, just because the other ones are just kind of for like end game content, and I didn't play the whole game, so I did the best I could. But hopefully you guys found the video useful. Those are just my general impressions of everything. Overall, I'm much more excited for the game than I was when I first saw the reveal. I think the reveal showed you what the concept was, but I think playing a demo or getting hands-on of it really shows you the concept in real time, I guess, showing you the gamified workouts that it actually is. And it's not just, hey, another Wii Fit project. Those were interesting in their own ways, but this feels more like a video game than just, hey, we're working out with our video game console. I'm pretty interested to see which people pick this up, because where I think Wii Fit was more towards families and I guess people who were particularly interested in working out, I think Ring Fit Adventure is targeted more towards the general demographic. So I'm really excited to see who and what people think of the game once it comes out. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, and I got this thing. So review of that sometime soon. Bye.